Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakadash, Yahweh being the true name for Heavenly Father, Yahushai being named for His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught us the truth and will, and salutations to your whole fleck, which in this truth and honesty and sincerity. Brother Yahusap, because you know this is the spirit power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai. And this lesson is coming at you through the spirit. I had a pretty vivid, heavy vision, I believe, last night. Let's get right into it. Pretty much seeing the coming and return of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And what you're seeing on the screen here is footage that was caught about a little over a year ago, about a year and a half ago. Me and the Akim were at the campgrounds, and the chariots of the Lord appeared unto us. Now, on the camera, you see these white orbs in the sky in this perfect line. In person, these were probably 20 times larger and looked way, way closer. For whatever reason, the camera didn't catch it as well. But the reason why I'm showing you this video again is because this is what I saw in my vision that I had last night. So I'll basically just explain to you what was going on. It was like a ordinary night, what it seemed like. I believe it was on a Shabbat because it was during the time of a new moon, and we know it's a new moon because a new moon is when you basically can't see the moon at all. It's just a very small sliver of the moon. Okay, it's completely black. It's very dark in the sky, and I believe it was on the 4th of July, because I remember in the spirit people were celebrating the 4th or getting ready to celebrate the 4th. It was the spirit because they came out with that movie Independence Day, and it showed you the return of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, in that movie, but they alienized it, made it about aliens and shit like that. But nonetheless, man, that was a day. So people were shooting fireworks and things like that. And then all of a sudden, there was a big power outage and a big blackout. It was dark everywhere. And I remember being kind of split up at the time from my family. I was driving somewhere. I don't know if I was driving to my aunt's house or something like that. But then the sky had like in the background, had like a yellowish glow, like a tint, as if, if you imagine looking in the horizon and you see maybe the sun setting or beginning to rise, but it wasn't as bright, but you can just see in the distance the edge of this yellowish orange hue glow, like fire, as if there was wildfire or something going on. Half the sky was pitch black and half of it was like a yellowish orangish color. Okay. Then all of a sudden I see all these Black Hawk helicopters and these Apache helicopters flying through the sky in formation, and then there were fighter jets coming from all different directions. You can see it. And then people would kind of look up and start to panic a little bit and worry and wonder what was going on. Okay. Then you hear a lot of rockets going off and shit like that, and gunfire. And next thing you know, there were a lot of troops that were being deployed in the area from different branches. Okay. And at the time, I could just feel something in the air was different. I was like, this is different, man. This isn't just some war or an attack from another country. And then all of a sudden, the sky just went really black, very dark. And I look up and I seen this, what you're seeing on my screen. But imagine this, but 20 times larger. It was these big, great yellow balls of fire, these orbs, in a perfect parallel line, flying across the sky in unison, just shoo, 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 flying real slow, man. And I remembered instantly seeing the exact same thing when they appeared unto us. our brothers, when we were fellowshipping, and I believe this was, I believe, this is the feast or blowing of the trumpets, or it was one of the high holy days. We were out here and we caught this on footage, what you're seeing on my screen. But I remembered instantly this day, and then seeing that again, but they were way larger, and I said, "Oh, this is it, man. This is it, man. This is the Lord's coming back." And then you can just see it, especially with all the military crafts, and they began to try to fight what was going on in the air. And then the moon became double in size. It was huge, 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 huge. It was a new moon, but you could still make out some of the features of it. That's how big it was. Like you can see the craters. Okay, I'm gonna pause this on my screen because what you see here, these orbs, man, just imagine these, but 20 times bigger, and just yellow balls of fire, orbs just coming across the sky. Okay, then I believe I always beginning to see craft, the chariots, flying, and and I would just see the Apache helicopters flying off into the distance, over the tree line, and you could just hear the explosions and stuff going off, and you can tell them they were getting jacked up, man. But what you see when I pause on this frame right here, this is a more of a visual of what I was seeing in my vision, how dark the sky was, but imagine a yellow hue that didn't cover the whole sky, but just maybe a center of it or a part of it. It's hard to explain. But I just remember just the feeling of it was crazy, man. I was scrambling to drive to try to get to my family and pick them up, not knowing where they were at, if they had been hurt in the fights that are going on, but it felt so real. I kind of woke up breathing a little heavy, and my eyes were still watering, because I was in tears, being concerned, because it was a terrifying thing to go through and experience, but it was also uplifting because I knew everything at that point said, hey, all the bullshit that's going on in this world no longer was relevant, because it was about to be over with. The Lord is about to beam us up, man, and pick us up and deliver us. But I knew that this was just the beginning, because there was much more to come, because it was definitely during the time of Jacob's trouble. That's wars. It was all out war that was happening. And at that time, what everybody lives for, you begin to see how little of importance it is as far as living a life of being in the world. People were praying and begging, "Oh, I'm so sorry, couldn't pick me up," and the Lord wasn't hearing it. So what I'm gonna do is I got some precepts that go into it, spirit of the vision that I had. This is the book of Acts 2:17, and I had to do this lesson, man, because it's been a while since I've had visions like that. I used to have them sometimes quite frequently, but it's been a minute, and a lot of the visions I have is either about spiritual power or the great deliverance, the return in the chariots. Okay, and this is the heaviest one I had since I seen another vision of portals opening up in the sky. But this is the book of Acts 2:17. It says, "And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith Yahweh, I will pour out of my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams." So it says that in the last days, people will begin to have dreams like this. So we are certainly in the last days for brothers to be continuing to have visions and uploading their testimonies. And for me to have that, I know we're very close, man, because we can feel it. We can feel it, man. And right now there's a movie that comes out or I believe it might have already been released, but it's called Nope. And it's about the chariots, UFOs, beaming up black people and judging 2/3 of our people getting zapped in that movie. I can't wait to check it out. Lord's will have some little bit of gems in there that we can take and break down according to scriptures. Okay, and me and the GMS Church of Kansas City are supposed to be going to check that out so we can speak on it. Because we're getting close, and it's going to get to the point to where these UFO sightings that these people are uploading and seeing that's flooding the internet right now, you're going to be walking outside and it's going to be almost normal to just see a ship in the sky, a craft, and there's nothing that your city, your police officers, or your military can do about these things because they just disappear to die. They have force fields. They come and go as pleased, but people are going to begin to see these and be like, wow, it's going to become more of a norm until the Lord gives them the green light and they start zapping motherfuckers, man. And they will be doing that. The scriptures talk about how he come with chariots and render his anger with rebuke of flames of fire, roughly paraphrasing. So they're going to be shooting concentrated beams of fire and begin to become violent. They're just waiting upon orders of Yahushua to do so. But they're in position right now for the return of the Lord. They're staging themselves, and they're letting themselves now be known that they're there. For the longest time, they've been cloaked, but now they don't care. They're being shown, their presence is known, to let the world know, I'm here, ain't shit you can do about it. The Father's watching, and we're just waiting for his orders, and you can't do a damn thing about us being here. That's the message that they're sending, man. Okay, this is the book of Slovakia. This is the book of Psalm 68, verse 17. The chariots of Yahweh are 20,000, even thousands of angels, and Yahweh is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. And they are thousands of thousands of thousands, man. And the scriptures also say that the angels encampeth around about them that fear the Lord. So we have chariots that are cloaked, that basically are our guardian angels, the brothers that teach this word and protect us. You got to ask yourself, why is it that out of all these Israelite groups and all the churches upon the earth, why is it that Great Millstone are the only brothers that are teaching the word that constantly on a regular basis see these chariots? Ask yourself that. I should just tell you who the Lord is dealing with, because if the scriptures say they campeth around about him that fear him, okay, well, the ones that fear him are the ones that teach, that serve him. So Lord's will, we be those men, man. And I just witnessed 3 chariot sights. I believe it was last week, like maybe around Friday or so, man. It was evening and it was a full moon outside, and I was feeling pretty down in the spirit, and then I looked up. So the spirit just told me, look up, man. And he always sends that to uplift brother spirits, man. And I seen a chariot, man, for a long time. It was moving quick, but it was coming from, I believe, northwest. Okay, I seen it in the sky northwest, and then it was flying east, northeast, and I seen it for a minute clearly, and then I seen another one coming from a different direction. They kind of intersected each other, and the Lord sent a confirmation because I seen a plane flying, and it was a difference. The plane was flying much lower and closer, but then the chariot I seen was way, way high up in the sky, man. That thing was moving. And then I seen another one fall straight down towards the ground and glowing in a green color. I saw 3 of them, man. So something big is getting ready to go down. I don't know what yet, but something is getting ready to happen in this earth for brothers to be having visions like that and seeing chariots in person. I mean, I'm talking on a regular basis, man. It's almost on a nightly basis. Brothers are saying, I see a chariot, I see a chariot, I see a chariot. And it used to be rare. It was a big deal when brothers would see chariots, and it was even a bigger deal if we were able to catch them on camera. And not let alone be holding camp and prophesying and seeing them. And brothers been holding camps and left and right. They've been popping up at the camp. You know, and here in Kansas City, this is a hot spot of all the United States for quote-unquote UFO sightings. And you know why that is? Because they call this the heart of America. And then on top of that, what is Esau's blessing? His blessing is the sword. And guess what? They keep his nukes here. And that's his strongest sword right now, is thermonuclear weapons and missiles of destruction. And because he's got his sword here, you know, the spirit is heavy. It's going to be a big fight with the chariots here, and they're going to be controlling Esau and controlling those weapons to you know, to hit their targets, to bring Esau down. Okay? And there's, like I said, scripture said, that there's hundreds of thousands of them. They're just waiting. It's waiting, man. It's the book of Acts 2:20. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood before that great and notable day of Yahweh come. Right? Blood moons. The blood moons are omens, and they just keep coming to let you know the Lord is on his way. He's on his way. Death is coming. The sun in the darkness. It's a total solar eclipse. We got another one coming up, man, in 2024. So next year, you got another total solar eclipse coming. And in that vision, I seen that. I believe it was a solar eclipse, and it was on a new moon, a night of a new moon. Okay. This is 1 Thessalonians 4:17. It says, "Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet Yahweh in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord." So getting beamed up, that's what this is talking about. The clouds are also is another word in the scriptures where you'll hear reference to talking about the chariots. Okay, why? Because they do cloak themselves as clouds sometimes. And that's also just a reference to what they describe as objects that fly in the sky. In the scriptures, they refer to as birds or clouds or chariots. Okay, so being picked up by these vehicles is going to be a thing that's going to happen. Acts 1:9. Luck you. Acts 1, verse 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. There you go, man. Okay, so a cloud, a chariot picked him up. Esau knows what these are here for. But what does he want to do? He wants to fight. That's why I saw in my vision, Revelation 12:7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. Michael and his angels represent the Lord, his angels and his chariots. Okay, and the dragon represents Esau, Edom's kingdoms, starting with America, NATO, EU, the UK, and down. They're all going to fight. It says, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. So they're going to lose terribly. Of course, man. You're fighting a heavenly force. What can you expect? Wisdom of Solomon 5:2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for, right? And these people were out here panicking in that vision, man. It was pitch black. scared, terrified, always seeing this crazy stuff in the sky. Okay. It says when they see us, we troubled with terrible fear and amazed. And people were amazed. They didn't know what was going on. The way the sky was warping and the colors and things, man, it was wild. Okay. And it says Luke 21:25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, sea and the waves warring. Okay, we definitely see distress of nations right now. There's wars brewing up. Okay, sea and the waves warning. Gonna see more hurricanes, tsunamis, and especially during the time of return. So signs in the sun, moon, and stars. All them chariot sightings. I showed you guys the video footage, what we caught on camera. 2 Kings 2:11. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Here you go, man. And I seen those balls of fire. Them orbs was there to pick the Akim up, man. You know? So, hey, just wanted to speak on that vision I had and talk about deliverance. It's going to be something else, man. Stay tuned for more testimonies, more visions for brothers to be uploading, because they're about to start flooding in. Okay? With that, I'm going to close out and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone, and touch the truth and will well. And salutations to you, hopefully I push in this truth and the honesty and sincerity. Shalom.